Hi, I'm Steve Beck, State 4-H Program Leader for Oklahoma 4-H. This is my dog, Peppy, and Peppy and I are going to teach you how to do a little dog training while you might be spending time at home with your pet. Before we get started with teaching training techniques, it's real important that we make sure that we're safe with our pets. Not all dogs are good about sharing their food or sharing their toys. So before you start training your dog, I want you to watch this video with your parents and make sure that they're comfortable with you using treats or toys to train your dog. Some dogs tend to be food aggressive or toy aggressive. They're not really good at sharing, or they take the treats really hard from your hand. And your parents may not be comfortable with you doing that. And it's better to be safe than sorry. It doesn't mean something's wrong with your dog, it just means that you'll need to work with your dog in other ways than using food or treats. Peppy and I, we like to use positive reinforcement in training working on our training projects. The first thing in positive reinforcement is making sure that Peppy understands what I'm communicating to him. There's a lot of ways to do this. One way is to use a clicker. Another way is to just simply use a marker word. If you're using a clicker or using the marker word, either way, simply what that marker or what that clicker does is it's a promise to the dog. It's a promise that they did something that deserves a reward. So the first thing we got to do is we have to associate that marker with the fact that he's going to get a reward. So when you use a clicker, every time I click, that's a promise. All the clicker does is it says, good job, you get a reward. So the first thing we do is we go click, give a reward. Click, give a reward. And how do I know if I've got him responding to the marker correctly? You'll notice, did you see him react whenever I clicked? He raised his head up to look for the treat to come next. But I'm not going to use a clicker today because most of us don't have clickers at the house. I'm just going to simply use a marker word. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to say it in a way that he identifies as knowing that that's the word I want to use for him. And I'll load it up the same way, just exactly like I did the clicker. Yes. 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 I'm not asking anything of him. Yes. I'm just teaching him that yes means a reward is coming. And that's how I make my marker word count as a training method for working with Peppy. Probably one of the most useful and easiest tricks to teach your dog is to actually just teach them to do a touch. Touch is real simple to teach because they naturally want to do it, and then it's something that you can use to actually help you with other training opportunities. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to continue doing that yes and providing a treat. Yes, provide that treat. Yes, provide that treat. And this time, my hand's empty. I'm still going to stick my hand out there, but I'm going to wait for him to act like he's going to touch it, and then I'm going to give him that yes marker to let him know that he's doing what I want, and then I'm going to feed him from the other hand. Yes. I can switch hands. Yes. Oh, sorry, I was off on that. But I still gave my promise to him. Yes. Yes. Okay, Peppy already knows what's going on, so your dog may not respond as quickly. What he's probably going to come up and do is actually to see if you have something in your hand. Peppy's looking for other treats that might be on the floor. Hey buddy, I'm the way to the treats. So you're right, just kind of be sniffing, but yes. But as soon as he looks that way towards my hand, I want to mark that and I want to reward it. Once you have him, yes, doing that, that's actually at the point at which you want to add the verbal cue, after they're already giving the response that you want. So now I go, touch, yes. Touch, yes. Touch, yes. Now the next part of training is actually adding duration and distance to a trick. And that goes for any trick that you're doing. If you were doing a sit, At first, just actually sitting is enough, but then you might do a sit and you actually want them to hold that sit for a time. We're gonna do the same thing with the touch. So I keep doing the same thing, but this time rather than immediately saying yes and providing the reward, I'm actually going to hold and make him actually have to touch it for just a split second more than what he was doing. Peppy, touch. Yes. Touch. Yes. Touch. Yes. Good job, Peppy. Good job. He doesn't actually really want my reward while he's got him on the floor. Touch. Yes. And so we've gone duration. We can also go distance, or we can change hands, we can change locations. Touch. Yes. I won't make him hold a touch in the air. Touch. Yes. Touch. Yes. And so now I have an extra tool in my training toolbox that I can use for teaching other techniques. If I wanted to get him in heel position, Peppy. Peppy. Yes, good boy. Here's a few tips to keep in mind whenever you're working on training your pet. It's better to have a really good 5 or 10 minute session that you leave with your pet really learning and really involved in the process than to have an hour-long process where your dog gets bored and doesn't really want to pay attention to you and walk off like Peppy just did. Another thing is we're using treats, but I'm all the time reinforcing Peppy's tricks, and I don't typically use treats. For one thing, he has a lot of allergies, so a lot of different treats aren't good for him. And for another thing, Peppy's a little overweight, and we want to make sure that he remains healthy, so adding a lot of extra treats to his diet isn't always good. Keep in mind, Peppy's about 30 pounds. I'm about 220 pounds. So if Peppy eats 1 hot dog in a training session, that's like me eating 10 hot dogs for my body weight. So, you know, a little treat goes a long ways for a pet. So I like to use toys to reinforce his treats, or reinforce his tricks. You can see him actually waiting to play with the toy. Peppy, down. Good boy, get it. Good job. Sit. Peppy, sit. Stay. Get it. Good job, good job, good job. Back. Touch. Get it. Good job. In here. Good job, good job, good job. Back. Really big. Good job. Come here, Peppy. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Thank you. Have fun working with your pets.